Hello gamers, it's Sebastian here, coming to you with another video. In today's video we'll be talking about Dragoon of Red Eyes, or Red Eyes Dragoon, or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm sure I'll fix it in editing. So this is going to be a discussion based video, like most of my videos are. They're very high intellectual driven content, and only the highest IQ people can understand. So if you're high IQ, like, you have to prove it by subscribing for more of my videos. Otherwise you're just not smart. Like, I'm sorry, I have to break it to you. Anyways, on to this intellectual content that we'll be talking about. I'll be going over why Dragoon of Red Eyes, or Red Eyes Dragoon, is a bad card and it's not going to be good in the TCG. We're getting it in the Mega Tins or something. I don't really care. All I know is that it's going to be bad for several reasons. And before I get into the why, we need to know who or what is a Dragoon. Because honestly, I don't know. Like, I heard Dragoon and I thought of those guys from StarCraft. So let's take a look at first impressions. So a Dragoon is like a dragon. I've just been told that Red Eyes Dragoon is in fact a spellcaster. So a Dragoon is like a spellcaster. And that doesn't make any sense. Its name is Dragoon. Why is it a spellcaster? Oh, is it Dark Magician? Yo, Dragoon is Dark Magician? Oh, that's so cool. Dragoon is the Dark Magician in Red Eyes cosplay? That's sick, bro. That's sick. Okay. I like this card. However, it's still bad. Let's go over what it does. It negates a card by discarding, so it's like Mechabar, but it can pop some cards, or it also has protection. So it protect or it attack, but most importantly, it's just a glorified Mechabar. Wait a minute, so if it's just like a Dark Magician in cosplay, that's just a Mechabar in disguise. Why is it so good in the OCG? Ah, so they have this card called Match C. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but this card called Match C says every time your opponent special summons, you draw a card. And that's apparently pretty good. So the idea of Dragoon is that any two monsters can become this Mechabar of protection, which is great because that means your opponent will only get like 2 or 3 draws because of it. Which means you get a protected Mechabar that you can pass on and be safe, whilst your opponent doesn't really get much from their Match C, so it's a lot harder for them to out your board. That's great, that makes sense why Dragoon is so good in the OCG. Also, another thing is that the OCG events are just glorified locals, like, if we're being honest. So yeah, that's why Dragoon is so popular in the OCG, probably. However, these aren't really things that are applicable to the TCG. So the reasons why Dragoon is good is not something that's translatable to the TCG. Interesting. Well, why won't it be good in the TCG? Like, what are the downsides of playing Dragoon? Well, the most popular way of getting Dragoon out is using 30 Anaconda to send Red Eyes Fusion to copy the effect of Red Eyes Fusion without having the restriction that would be applied. Now that makes sense. People are thinking, oh, I can ignore the restriction on this card, that must make it good. However, if you're playing Red Eyes Fusion, you have to play Red Eyes Black Dragon, and you also have to play Dark Magician for Dragoon of Red Eyes. So that means you're playing 1+1. You're playing 2 vanillas? Yeah, you're playing like 2 literally vanillas in your deck, just to have a Mechabar with protection. That just doesn't seem worth it. Like, you're gonna go sit down at your table at a YCS, you're gonna draw your hand, it's gonna be Dark Magician, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Red Eyes Fusion, double Ash, and you're gonna be like, set Ash pass. You're playing 2 vanillas, like, that's just bad. You're playing 2 vanillas and a Garnet, because Red Eyes Fusion is just a Garnet pretty much, because you can't send from hand with 30 Anaconda. So like, you're playing a Garnet and 2 vanillas for a Mechabar of protection. Think about it. Just think about it. That just doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? That just doesn't seem worth it. Like, I understand, like, OCG has the Match C, and this is an answer to Match C because they can get protection with like only 2 or 3 summons. However, in the TCG, we don't have Match C, so who the fuck cares? Like, this is just bad. Why are you playing 2 vanillas in your deck? That's just not worth it, bro. Like, come on, bro. Oh, and now I can understand you might be like, Actually, Dragoon is broken because it can pop a card and it's like masterpiece. Yeah, I understand that you can comment that if you want. Actually, please do comment that, because if you comment it helps the channel. But here is something that you cannot dispute, no matter how good you think Dragoon is. This is something that you just cannot argue, is that it won't do good at TCG events, because there are no TCG events for it to do well at. Like, there's no YCSs, no regionals, no locals, no school playgrounds to play on, nowhere where you can play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the TCG. And because there's no TCG events, there's literally no way for Dragoon to do well at TCG events. So no matter what you think, I'm correct, Dragoon won't do well in the TCG. And that's it for my video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, of course. And I'll see you guys next time.